Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar D8. OBS chancings work just fine. Let's hop into this.
Ah, crazy town. Never change.
Hello.
Welcome back. You find anything out there? Let's see. These are old. Looks like correspondences between the pirates. Some bits here, some there, some... Wait. This one's got the Amber Heights gate code on it. Just like the one I found earlier. And here's... a letter. Wait, this is from Graham. Oh, of all the... Captain. He gave them the gate codes. And their families. And all the hired help? I know he's got his head in the clouds, but I always believed there was a core of good there. What the hell happened to live and let live? Thank you for bringing this back, but I need some time. I gotta think. I'll let you know if I figure something out.
Probably should actually bring Nyoka. Yeah. So how would you guys feel? I mean, aside from the shitty, reality that these people live in, but I mean, just the aesthetics. Do you guys like how this place looks? Again, aside from like the sulfur pits and the giant velociraptors and praying mantises and all that stuff that's going to kill you. And fall damage being a thing. Just saying, if there were an environment where you could travel from planet to planet, like instantaneously, and the human race could just teleport, like Stargate style, and not just military, I mean everybody from world to world, and that, these other worlds you'd visit, food would be plentiful, there would be no diseases, the sulfur pit would just be crystal clear water that's clean, and the worst thing you'll run into is me being lost. Why are there two options? But I'm just saying, aesthetically, everything looks awesome. It's nice to have variety, though. It's like, there's a lot of places in the real world that would be really cool to visit. But traveling
pen pals seem to be getting along.
is kind of expensive.
Don't make it small. When you say it like that, it sounds stupid.
Whoa, take it easy. Didn't realize you were so wrapped up.
You're doing it again.
I'm just saying, it's like there's a lot of places in the real world that'd be kind of cool to visit. But one, it would cost a lot of money to go travel, and two, I mean, if you travel, you kind of want to have enough money to enjoy the traveling. I'm just saying, I like the aesthetics of a lot of things, but I wouldn't want to be stuck in one place for all the time. Because, I mean, if you were like living in a place like this all the time, even if it wasn't a dangerous fucking hellhole, there's still the issue of, it's just eventually like the ooh, ah sort of thing. It's kind of like that thing, like, there's times where I walked on actual hiking trails and go past little waterfalls, and it looked cool. But I imagine if I saw the same waterfall every day, I'd probably eventually get bored. But I would still appreciate it. Like, don't get me wrong, I would still appreciate it. I would still appreciate seeing the waterfall and being so pretty, but you know, part of the excitement of adventure is you're going new places. But of course it's good. Also, that's a problem with some adventures that, you know, stuff is dangerous. Like, if you do this, that kind of hurts. In a video game, not a big deal. You know, just sort of walk it off. Real life, permanent life problems. I'm just saying, a video game, you can see all sorts of interesting landscapes, worlds you would never see. You can even drive like ways in Grand Theft Auto. Like, you can't drive that way in real life. It would be very safe. People would get hurt. You'd probably get hurt. You'd probably hurt innocent people. You know, there's a reason why traffic laws exist. But it is fun to drive super fast in a video game. After all, Socrates said himself that video games are great. Because when you think about it, Aristotle and Plato and Socrates were all like Mortal Kombat, Outer Worlds, and FPS games are very good. And I know you guys think I'm like, you know, bullshitting you there. But Socrates, the Greek philosopher, actually thought video games were a great idea. And a very good one. Both logically and, well, not necessarily, I don't feel philosophically is the correct word. Morally? Emotionally? I don't know the correct word to use for this. But needless to say, whatever the correct word is, Socrates used it in conjunction with the goodness that is video games. And I know you guys are still like, you know, but Socrates never knew about video games. The thing is, a lot of those philosophers were like, hey, whether it's shooting a straw dummy, or rocks, doing stuff like that with a sword, or a bow and arrow, or a javelin, or any of that stuff, one, was good exercise, and two, it helped to hone skills that were actually useful in the real world. But that, you know, the idea is that the things that we are doing right now in a video game are, well, kind of violent. But it's also very cathartic. Why did it have earrings? But that's the thing. It's like it's very enjoyable, and it's very cathartic. But also, here's another thing: it doesn't hurt anyone. Same way Socrates was like, it's good to like shoot a bow and arrow into a straw dummy or practice with a sword on a dummy, because one, like I said, it's good exercise. It hones the skill. But more importantly, even back then, in an era of thousands and thousands of years before electricity existed, Socrates was talking about how things like this are actually very therapeutic. It's kind of like the idea of using a punching bag. By using a punching bag, again, it's good exercise. You can train your skill in boxing, which, while I do have a punching bag, honestly, I'm not any good at it. But I'm better than I would be if I wasn't, which really isn't a lot to say. Then again, it reminds me, I used to be playing Minecraft before Minecraft existed. And what I mean by that is, at one point, you know, I desired a punching bag, but, you know, I was too poor to afford a punching bag.
Over here.
You really should be careful jumping from heights. I would know. Hi.
That assist was a violation of corporate
I'm
law.
going to shoot you.
Since it was to my benefit, and we're largely in lawless lands, I'll look the other way.
Okay.
C3 owes you.
I will also look the other way.
You haven't seen Constance, have you? Ah, there's her torso. And that'll be her legs over yonder, never mind. I'm Bertold.
You sound kind of cold, man.
He's right. I thought they had to be cysty pig parts or otherwise... Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
I don't blame you.
Away from the boots if you don't mind.
Dude. Never mind.
It is. Gonna be a mess to haul back. Hazard of the job, I reckon. Killing marauders and hooligans, as I am handsomely paid to do.
Again, it may sound hypocritical for me, but this sounds very apathetic, man.
Only forms of life inhabiting these caverns.
I'm just saying, one, I enjoy playing violent video games.
There's a
But
station up the way. It's where my C3s are posted.
Okay.
We can talk more there where it's safe.
Gotcha.
I'll be on my way. Once I've gathered up Constance's parts.
Okay. But what? I don't remember how to. Where do I go? I'm just saying, video games are very enjoyable. It's kind of like take the movies Hellraiser. It's interesting. All the horror movie villains are actually the most peaceful, nice people you could ever met. Like, the guy who plays the Jigsaw villain was actually in the Seinfeld sitcom before that. And of course, the main thing any actor playing a role cares about is, you know, he's making money. It's a job. Plus, it's just... think of it like Jean-Luc Picard, you know, Patrick Stewart with Shakespeare. At no point is Jean-Luc Picard actually, you know, the character in Macbeth. But it is... one, he's very good at it. Two, it's just... even for the actor, it's catharsis. Let alone for... hi, random people. Don't even know it.
I owe you for bringing the boss man back to us.
Which is there.
Hey, Mannequin Slayer. Meet my corporate compliance crew.
Okay.
Check out our weapons locker inside. I reckon you'll find something you like. Then we call it even between us.
Okay.
The corporate model is the oldest and most efficient, not to mention stable structure history has ever shown us. Plus, corporations got certain rights not entailed to individuals.
Well, I mean, people would talk about how old pirate ships were kind of a form of democracy.
Lance handles the human capital, and Donald is our charming public face.
Human
Our system
capital.
works. We've racked up more confirmed kills than any other crew you can hire.
Can't imagine the competition.
The best is the best, lady. That's all there is to it.
What do you mean by human capital? As slavery, I'm going to shoot all of you. But I'm very confused about the semantics of this situation.
We were hired to do so. Why else? You did get the memo that we're mercenaries.
Okay,
Our client's a bit unorthodox, sure.
I was asking who the client was and what the
First
point.
blow of a terminal to flesh and blood interaction.
Okay, you're the dude I want to talk
His
to.
work ethic. Our current gig's to stop, by means of lethal force, any creatures exiting the caverns, including but not limited to marauders, iconoclasts, and agents operating for the MSI.
Okay, so you work for the person. No, I don't want the help. Fuck off. But you work for the person I want to talk to, so I'll let you live. You told me to rob something. What am I supposed to rob from you? That's... you know, I'm allowed. Well, this is white. As long as it's not red, it's not stealing. This is what he wanted me to take. But I'm gonna take everything else that he's okay with. And by okay with, I mean doesn't care. Uh-oh. Cool. But like, video games are very cathartic. Movies and everything are just interesting stories. I do enjoy stories. I read a lot. And I watch a lot of anime. I have a terrible sense of direction though, which is kind of silly because I'm an Eagle Scout. Then again, whatever skills I learned as a scout, I don't remember. It's kind of like I was able to do calculus and physics in high school. I can't remember any of it. I don't know where I'm going. But yeah, that's the thing, like a lot of horror movie villains are like the nicest people you ever met. Like the dude who played Freddy Krueger was just like, hey, he just saw it like playing Shakespeare. But I always do feel like there's certain lessons to be learned from different, horror movies. Like the thing Freddy Krueger is like, obviously fucked up piece of shit. I'm just saying, given the circumstances that led to that, I'm just saying therapy is kind of more important than people initially give it credit for. Like, take, who was it? Shit. Batman. He's a fucking billionaire. He's like, oh no, I was traumatized really badly, so now I'm Batman. But I'm like, you're a billionaire. You should be able to afford a team of therapists. Money shouldn't be an issue for you.
Just like that.
Going to rob stuff off of a... How are you even carrying the guns? I remember there being a little alcove that had like a super special hammer from God of War. Ragnarok in here somewhere. I can't find it. But yeah. Like, they're all the nicest people that would never want to hurt anyone ever. Though, I would say, like, usually the people that play Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees tend to be just bodybuilders or very fit people. But, like, take the guy who plays Jigsaw. He is, like, an avid person that's absolutely against torture. And, like, he's even gone on to say, like, he himself feels that, obviously the illegal actions of his character are very bad, but it's like, when it comes to like the people like, oh, they don't appreciate their lives. Here's the thing. You do not help trauma with more trauma. That's not how that works. That just makes it worse. But yeah, that was the main point. Now granted, he did say he likes to like call up pizza places, be like, do you want to play a game? You have half an hour to bring me a pizza. Which is just silly. Which that's... Granted, the kind of humor can be a little dark. Oh, this is the thing I remember. Somewhere. There we go, Parvati, I found your hammer. Hammer of Olympus. I have Thor's hammer for you. Parvati, I used the wrong word. How do I hand you what? Oh, right. Nope. Yes. You're the wrong person. 168. There we go. But yeah, like, the actor who plays, the Jigsaw guy, one, he feels that if anyone is, like, emotionally the way the people are in the movies, that, one, shit like that will not help you. It will make it worse. Two, he's a very big advocate for actual proper emotional therapy with therapists and with, friends and talking to people and things that, like, I am a very big advocate. Like, granted, I'll do some terrible karaoke. One, because I enjoy singing, and I'm terrible at it.
Here I go!
Yay, hammer! Ow! My foot. But like, he's a really big advocate of just pet therapy and positive reinforcement and feeling like you're in a safe place. Pretty much the opposite of the movie entirely is the best way to handle that stuff. Which, again, you know, if there's anything I would really advocate to people is that, one, obviously, therapy, therapists, doctors, all very good. But also, ooh, robbing people. Well, not in real life. In video games, yes.
That's the last of them.
But if there's anything I'd really... Ooh, look at that view. Yay, look pretty. But if there's anything I would really want to advocate to people, is that it's really important to open up emotionally and talk about your feelings. But, of course, in a safe environment. But main thing is therapy and therapeutic things are good for you. And, of course, video games are, one, they're just fun. And two, they can be therapeutic. That's one thing I've never really understood. That's one thing I never really understood. People are like, oh, Mortal Kombat and Grand Theft Auto and Fallout and stuff are just going to make people more violent. I'm like, it doesn't make people violent. It's just something fun to do, and it's good. Sir, I am using the wrong button. That's fine. That's good. How are you alive? Sir, let me reload while you shoot me. Okay. But I'm just saying, one, video games are just really fun. Two, hello? It is good therapy for people. Granted, it doesn't replace action therapy. I'm just saying, it's enjoyable and it is therapeutic. And what are you guys fighting? Hello? Hello?
Everyone all right?
Where are you? Hi. Hello. But yeah, like I said, he's like a very big advocate, like, you know, torture. And like, I agree with that. Like me, I feel that under any circumstance, torture is wrong. You shouldn't torture people. You shouldn't cause undue suffering. You know, in general, I would prefer, you know, everyone try to be peaceful and nice to each other. But I'll tell you this, even if we live in a perfect utopia where there's no violence or war, I still want to play a violent video game. I still want to play Grand Theft Auto. I still want to play this. You know, it's enjoyable. But of course, it's a video game. It doesn't hurt anyone. It's just fun. I can also make silly jokes in it to maybe make somebody laugh. Then again, I know my sense of humor sucks. Kind of like my singing sucks, but it's a good way to, like, just express my emotions and feelings. In which, like I said, I want you guys to actually sing videos too, because, well, I want you guys to express your feelings in ways that don't hurt you or hurt anyone else. But it's just, video games are fun. And I really don't see the idea that video games would ever make anyone violent. It's just something fun, that's safe, that doesn't hurt anyone. If anything, I would say video games make people less violent. Heck, I think there's a guy who wrote a book called Steve Pinkerson or whatever. Pinkerson? Pink? I don't remember the rest how there's a pink in there somewhere. But he wrote like The Angels of Our Better Nature, basically talking about statistically, granted, there's still a lot of shit going on, but all in all, the world is a safer and better place than it's ever been. I mean, we have more access to food and health care, and in general, there's less murder and homicide and, well, things I don't want to say than there were in the past. Granted, it's awful that any of that stuff still exists, but of course, that's hopefully something that'll get better in time with the world, but in general, I'm happy I live in an era with plentiful food that's delicious, and, well, lots of benefits of modern technology. I still have plenty of things I want to bitch and complain about, but of course, that's part of being human. If there wasn't something I was upset about, well then, am I really a person at that point? Because no matter what's going on, there's going to be something that's, you want to change or improve upon, let alone if there's something that's really, emotionally traumatic for you. But again, therapy. But yeah, I was talking about Hellraiser, which I think is kind of really important, because as a person who is Christian, I believe in God, but there are things I disagree with preachers and pastors. But, it is what it is. Everyone's got their own viewpoints. And that's awesome. I think it's cool that everyone has different ways of seeing things, and they can have discussions about it, and be able to respect each other's viewpoints and have civil discussions. But it's just, given the whole hell thing, and people talk about that, and the way people treat each other, especially back in the past, I'm just saying the Hellraiser thing, like, it's a very important thing to just simply outright say something that should be obvious, but I think a lot of people take for granted. And that's, whether it's torture or hell or all that, there's no justification for it. There's no benefit of it to anyone. There's no way it would help anyone. It's just really awful. And from the stance of the actor who plays Pinhead, he's just a cool guy who likes, Shakespeare and stuff. And heck, there's times, like, since that makeup and stuff and prosthetics was, like, so time-consuming to put on and take off, he would just go to the bar after shooting at the, film studio. And he'd be at the bar before, like, the movie had released. And people just saw that, and he would actually go out, like, actually picking up chicks at bars while still dressed in his, Hellraiser makeup, his Pinhead. Which is kind of odd. It's kind of weird, but it's hilarious. But he would just, like, it's kind of like Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger would just be a chill dude while playing the Joker, and he would just go around skating and joking and being nice to people. Granted, there's other people that have used, they've been jerks to people about it, but it's like, no, like I find each iteration of the Joker pretty interesting, but, like, Jared Leto was kind of a jerk to, like, method acting is not really a reason to be mean to people. But, like, Heath Ledger, great Joker, but he was just really, really nice to everyone. Just a really cool guy. But, yeah, maybe that was just trying to say is just, like the actor who played Pinhead, just a really nice guy who would probably never hurt anyone unless it's, like, self-defense. But it was just, yeah. If anything, I take the Hellraiser movie series as just a treatise on, why torture is wrong, and why, people should just be nice to each other. And especially if you consider the human in the lore, I think it was Elliot Spencer, who became Pinhead, was, I can't remember what rank he was, like a lieutenant or a captain or something. He was in the World War I. And, well, of course, he saw a lot of death and stuff, so he just had a lot of PTSD, and he felt very traumatized, and very depressed, and a bit apathetic, and a bit dead inside from stuff. So, I don't know, I'm really trying to go with that, just sort of like, he eventually sought out all that stuff and became what he became, just because he wanted to, like, after seeing all the horrors of the World War I, it kind of made him lose faith in the goodness of, people, that such horrible things could happen. Which, hopefully the world gets better, but it's at least better than it was in the past, so I guess we're right on the right path? I don't know.
Where are we headed?
Man, I'm just trying to say is the human who became Pinhead, and that was just, like, really, really sad and traumatized. I don't know. Sort of disenfranchised with life and people after just seeing, all this shit he saw in World War One. So obviously, again, more reason why people probably need therapy. And two, I don't know, whether it's large-scale things like war or smaller-scale things like, just people murdering each other, I really do hope that stops. That, no one hurts anyone. At the same time, like I said, we can live in a perfect, peaceful utopia. I don't really like the idea of censorship, but I do understand there are some times where it's important. I'm just saying, I enjoy music. Like, even if we were living in a perfect, peaceful place, like, I have literally gone up to Jehovah's Witnesses, and I've started talking to them about Rammstein. Okay? So even if, like, we're in a peaceful world or whatever, I'm still going to enjoy metal music. I'm still going to want to go to concerts, even though I haven't been to them in a long time. I'm still going to enjoy horror movies, partly because, it makes it adrenaline and endorphins pump, which makes me feel less depressed. But I'm just like, adrenaline, it's nice to feel adrenaline and endorphins. In moderate doses. If it's too much, you start to have chest pain. But I'm just saying, I like stories. I like interesting stories. But it would be kind of nice, like, we lived in a completely peaceful world where no one would ever hurt anyone. But I would still want horror movies. I would still want violent, angry music that's awesome to listen to. I would still want violent video games. I don't know if that made any sense. Basically, I'm saying, love thy neighbor, be nice to everyone, accept everybody, and, just be nice to people. The whole live and let live thing. Everyone should be able to peacefully coexist, and it's one thing great, is just, freedom of speech, just for people to be able to talk to each other and just have normal, peaceful conversations and respect each other's opinions. And actually, express their own viewpoints and grow as people. But I like video games. This is awesome. Be able to, look at this. It's renditions of people that look fairly real. Main point is it very immersive world. You get to see life on another planet in a fairly hospitable way. We're able to breathe and stuff. All these great... take the Bloodborne games, or the... granted, that wouldn't be a great place to actually live, but... like, Bloodborne. It would be a shitty place to actually live in. Same as this world. But... it's so pretty, and it's enjoyable to play as a video game. So it's just fun. It's like anime and stuff. Obviously a lot of anime worlds you wouldn't want to live in, but it's a lot of fun to just play the game, and usually comes with great, you're shooting and stuff, and you're driving, and you're exploring, and you're seeing these beautiful, beautiful landscapes and environments. And you have interesting stories, interesting characters, and you have awesome music. It's just a lot of fun. I imagine, my equivalent of, the Freddy Krueger stuff was that I would just, break into people's nightmares and be like, hey, I'm going to teach you geometry. This is a triangle. We're going to talk about the Pythagorean theorem. Yes, we're doing math. And now we're going to play Super Nintendo. I don't know. Let me... how do I put away my gun again? Parvati! Ellie! Radio tower thing, I think? That I'm at? This is just the control for it, right? But it's like it's cool. Like, these are interesting characters. And I'm a guy sitting naked in my bedroom in a folding chair, talking to a computer. Okay. I'm just saying, video games are a lot of fun.
Realize this, being as you're an outsider, but the blaring alarms indicate the station's on lockdown, which means you can't ever get you already. You out there, whoever you are, yes, I can't tell if you're brave or simply touched in the head. What in the galaxy are you doing sniffing around my station? Unless you are, in fact, trying to suicide by Marauder? Nice and coherent. Good. Take it you're not with the Marauders, then. By the hand of fate and my own cunning skill, I run this station. The Marauders may have other plans, and since my hired hands have clearly turned idle, it appears I have need of you.
I actually saved them, but I told them I didn't want their help.
The broker. Excellent. I have a good feeling about our business relationship. I'm sure it will go much more smoothly than with those unscrupulous mercenaries I hired. I barricaded the broadcast center, but I can only hold out for so long. Clear the Marauders out, and I'll pay you double the going rate.
Yay!
They destroy the transmission equipment, and I'll be out of business. The elevator and doors to the second floor are back online. Hurry before I have to lock them down again. Too many, considering I hired a bunch of no-good mercs to keep them out in the first place. Already, they've caused considerable damage to the station's property. If they take down the broadcast equipment, I'll be out of a job, permanently. Hey,
Don't mess with us.
But yeah. Could you guys tell me in the comments what video games you like to play and why? Like, and you can give me lots of lists. Heck, tell me all the video games and animes you like and movies you like and music you like. Because I would like suggestions.
Oh!
And like, different reasonings too. Like, what's a good game that's just fun to play? Like, here. See these Marauders? It's fun to just go around this corner and go do that. Now, obviously, not something in real life you'd ever do, because that would not be very nice. But, video game context, a lot of fun, very cathartic. Kinda overkill, but that's the best kind. But like, what games are just really fun for you guys to play? What games have the best stories? What games were the most surprising? What games had the best music? What game worlds would you actually want to live in? What games had just really cool environments?
Incoming!
What games had really awesome music? What had the best art style?
Marauder free at last. I'll get the door. You hurry on in.
Okay. Hi, where are you? Oh, hi.
Never thought I'd be ecstatic at having the walls painted in blood, but seeing as it's not mine, I'd say this calls for a celebration.
Yay!
This ought to square our debt.
Yep,
One
sounds
hefty
fair.
payment for a highly valued service rendered. But I admit, I do wonder why you ventured here at all. Allow me to pose my question in another manner. Why, in the nebula, are you here?
Okay, William Shatner.
That is the primary goal behind locking myself high in a tower. Some folks don't look kindly on me being a purveyor of delicate information.
Yeah, I could see how you could be a loose end that a lot of
He's
people would
the
be
only
concerned
one
about.
insane enough to send someone to Monarch to rush me. I knew it was only a matter of time before he came a-knocking. Look, I might be late, but I fulfill my contracts, always.
Are you fibbing? Be honest.
Careful. I know that line. I use it all the time.
I take offense to that. Look, okay. I was delayed by MSI and the Iconoclasts. The idiots were scrambling all transmissions to override each other's broadcasts. But as you've shut them down, I'm back in business. I don't doubt that you are working with Phineas, but my contract specifies I relay any acquired information to the purchaser, and to the purchaser alone. However, to send the data, I will need your assistance in cycling the antenna's receiver, so I can input the needed adjustments. You make it sound so scandalous. Phineas has been in hiding for the past 35 years. He got in touch with Nyoka first, who I use as a physical go-between. The rest is history. It's simple, truly. I merely need you to waltz outside and throw the lever to cycle the power. I'll key in the numerical adjustments from in here. Terrific. I'll be here, waiting with bated breath. Give a shout if the panel electrocutes you.
Okay. I'll be honest, like I said, I did play every single possible playthrough I could of this game back when I had it on PS4, which was back when this game came out. I did do one run where I killed everyone in this entire game. And I found there was only one person I couldn't kill. This guy. Granted, there's ways around it, but I found that if you killed this guy, you wound up locked inside the fucking tower and you couldn't leave. What is this, from the Ghostbusters? I'm saying that I do like this game. This game is a lot of fun. It has a lot of replayability. And I remember back then I got a lot of replayability. Though since I played on base PS4, I kept getting corrupted saves. I still can't seem to play Cyberpunk 2077. Maybe whenever I buy a PS5, I guess? But not really high on the list of my priorities. Then again, I haven't yet to even physically see a PS5 in the real world. And like I said, it's kind of an expensive thing. Kind of not high on priorities.
Testing 1, 2, check, check. Sweet stars. But that is a beautiful sound. Can you hear me? We are a go for broadcast. Oh, and I also dispatched Phineas his data. Impatient prick. Worse, I'm now indebted to him for it. Now I'll kindly thank you to get out of my tower.
I'm cool with that.
Look, I am well aware that at times I may have the tiniest iota of a prickly exterior.
Yes.
I must admit, I have grown rather fond of it.
I appreciate that.
Take care out there.
Thank you.
Anyone else hear a high-pitched whining? Did I get tinnitus, or is that just Hiram?
So... on the one hand, I would feel bad because that would possibly hurt people.
Black holes. Did you see that?
At the same time, I know this may sound bad, but it would be cool to see it in real life. Just in a way that didn't didn't hurt anyone. Like I wouldn't want. It's kind of like I would not be in favor of the gladiatorial blood sport stuff in the past because, well, those people weren't paid really well for that stuff, and it was really dangerous, and there was usually death, and they died. You know, people were actually suffering, but movies are really cool, and explosions are cool to look at. And, you know, WWE and UFC and boxing's cool, but of course a lot of that stuff has rules in place, so that no one is seriously injured, and all the people taking place in it, it's their choice. No one's making them. And they have the best medical care possible. And they're paid really well for it. I'm just saying I enjoy WWE, okay? Like, I've watched a lot of matches with Chris Jericho and stuff. It's cool.
Looks like a UDL ship. Based on the gunnery assessments, I guess it's one of the board's blockade enforcers, but don't cite me on that. Oh well, a pity for the crew, but I can't see how it affects me. Hiram? Can you hear me? Did you see that?
Are we all having a radio podcast right now?
Jar,
That sounds awesome.
what are you doing on my channel? Did MSI or did MSI not cease broadcasting? Yes, but... Hiram, are you there?
Yeah, yes. Group hug.
Not without a physical contact waiver. Ah, the good captain. The truth brings us together once more. Our salvation has come crashing through the stratosphere. We need only collect its weapons. Are you mad? That's a UDL gunship. You'd probably shoot your own toes off.
I mean, it's...
Ah, I see you learned nothing while dealing with these buffoons. We could use the gunship's armaments to defend Stellar Bay, but we need its targeting module. Our message is so close to breaking free of this planet and spreading to the stars. Help us secure that module and we will save our colony. Listen, I don't care a single whit what you do so long as you leave me out of it. Which means, get off my void damn channel. I am more than finished with you lot.
Cool. Well, next time on Dragon Ball Z. Dude, 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 dude. Rock, rock, rock the dragon, rock. Cool. Can I zoom in on the... Can I zoom in without the... Nope? Okay. I'm just saying, look, it's so pretty. It'd be a shitty place to actually live, and it would probably smell horrible. And that's another thing. I like good smelling things. Like, I've never gone to an anime convention. One day, probably. I would feel kind of bad if I ever went to a TwitchCon, because, well, I haven't even used my Twitch in, well, a very long time. I'm not even sure if it works anymore. But might be cool to just visit stuff. Great, I never understood. Like, I've heard people say, like, people go to those things, they smell bad, which I don't understand that. Like, who would want to smell bad? I like smelling good. I take like 15 showers a week. Heck, I'm kind of like Vegeta. Sometimes I'll even take additional showers past the 15, just to stand there in the water and just... Well, you guys have watched Vegeta shower in the anime or stand in the rain. Oh, that would be awesome! Well, I mean, aside from being a Super Saiyan, I want to be a Super Saiyan. I'd be able to fly and... Woo! But I'm just saying, imagine like if you were Vegeta, which one of these would you be standing on right now? I'd say probably that one. Like right there. That exact spot. Like right there. Like if you were Vegeta, you'd just be standing there and there'd be rain coming down. And it'd be cool. You could either stare out this way or you could stare at, the thing that's supposed to look like Jupiter. I'm just saying, like as somebody that walks bike trails and just looks at the trees, it's cool. I like it. Granted, I did a lot of camping when I was younger, which I'd never again because it sucks sleeping on the ground. I like my bed. I have a nice queen-size bed. It's super comfy. I have big floofy blankets. It's nice. I'll sometimes listen with headphones to nightcore music and all sorts of other stuff, or ASMR, and just enjoy my nice big floofy blankets, my nice big queen-size bed, in a dark room where my windows are completely covered with so many blackout curtains, because I work third shift and I sleep during the day. And even in the middle of winter, I'll have my... I turned my characters if I was going to point at my real-life fan. Because I'll have a fan on, even if it's cold. Because I like the sound, and I like the feeling of moving air, even if it's cold. But of course, that's all the more reason for big floofy blankets. I like ice cold Pepsi, and I like some ice... I like ice cold Pepsi, but I also like really warm and... Well, not scaldingly warm, but I like hot cocoa. It's nice. Just sip it, or drink it with a little spoon, or... I'll have a measuring cup that I'll pour some milk into with Hershey chocolate syrup, and I'll have some chocolate milk, and it's delicious. While drinking from a giant-ass measuring cup. Because, why the fuck not? It's kind of like this. I don't drink alcohol, but I'll drink like Barq's root beer, and brisk iced tea, and Pepsi, or energy drinks. Heck, there's sometimes I'll like pour ice-cold full throttle into like shot glasses, and sip the full throttle. You know, that's probably not the way you're intended to drink an energy drink. But I don't like alcohol, but I do like having a super cold, ice cold, full throttle, and just pouring it into a shot glass and slowly sipping it while I watch anime or Let's Plays. I don't know. That's a fun... Yeah, that would... I'm just saying, I like art, I like music, I like stories. I read light novels. I read manga. It's awesome, and I enjoy it, and it's a lot of fun. So, yeah, just saying video games are awesome, and stories are awesome, and music's awesome, and big floofy blankets are cool, and cuddling is awesome, and Vegeta is awesome, and hot showers are awesome. I feel like every anime has a beach episode and a hot springs episode. I know you guys, like you and Felix and people watch the serials, but I'm just saying. Anime. Yay. Okay, I should save and quit.